So anybody who's watched our YouTube channel knows that we film gangsters and we film boxing matches, some crazy boxing matches as well. But what they don't know is sometimes we do a bit of showbiz, and this time we filmed Shirley Bassey, the legend that was Shirley Bassey, or is Shirley Bassey, and receiving the French Légion d'Honneur at the French Embassy. Joan Collins was there, so there you go. So here's another in our series of meeting people, and today it's Dame Shirley Bassey.
Oh yes, now we sat on a wall. We 4 attempts to get her out the car, as I remember. I didn't think she was going to make it.
She was very tense just getting out of the car. It was. We do have a laugh about it because it was difficult for her. So she eventually got out, which was fantastic after a lot of commotion.
And they're all her guests waiting for her.
Liz Brewer.
Who did tell us not to approach Dame Shirley, didn't she?
Yeah, and Joan Collins there.
Yes.
Joan Collins, and we did just see restaurant owner Richard Niazzi, who just came in, and there's Dame Shirley sort of meeting the people. But yes, we weren't allowed to make eye contact, were we?
No, we couldn't approach her, so it was very bizarre because there were only about 30 people of her close friends and her daughter was in there, so you couldn't avoid us. So we were trying to look like we weren't there whilst being there.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's Joan. She was different, wasn't she?
She was great fun. She was the last in, wasn't she, as I recall? But she was great fun.
Now, she goes up, obviously we're not very historical, but she was receiving the French Légion d'Honneur, which is the highest order of merit and rewards the most deserving citizens in all fields of activity.
Well, you weren't reading that out, were you?
No, I wasn't, no. I didn't get that from Wikipedia either.
No.
And the ambassador there is Gerard Herrera.
Yes, now, he was very charming. We were allowed to talk to him, as I remember.
Yes.
And I think in a moment, after he finishes his speech, because he really was very complimentary about Dame Shirley, then she started to sing, what was the song?
April in Paris.
That's it, yes,
which
April in Paris.
How did we get to be there anyway?
Do you know, I have no idea. Again, I don't know, but I remember we picked up Liz Brewer.
It was through Liz Brewer, wasn't it?
Who was looking after her, and we picked Liz up from her house, and we drove to the embassy, which wasn't really far from Liz's house, was it?
Yeah.
And I remember we pulled up to security. And they said to Liz, you know, why are you here, as they do, because it was a very prestigious private road in London. And I remember Liz just assumed that my car would have electric windows, and her horror when she had to sort of wind the window down. Yeah,
we didn't quite fit in there. But Shirley, did Shirley ever actually look at you?
No, never. No.
Our eyes never actually met, did we, at all? No,
but I mean, the other people that were there were, and I'm not saying that she wasn't charming. I wouldn't know because we weren't allowed to speak to her. But I have to say, they were charming, and there were some characters, because that chap that you've just pointed out that owned the restaurants in Covent Garden, he was sort of the king of Covent Garden.
Richard Niazzi. Yeah.
Well, you were saying when he died, they had music as his coffin.
Yeah, he had gypsy music as his coffin went all the way through Covent Garden, and I think it was flanked by Chelsea pensioners, and he was actually known as the King of Covent Garden. You know, what's also bizarre about this film, without being morbid about it, is that so many people in this video have actually passed away.
I know, it's only looking back. I mean, it makes you not want to leave your front room because you don't know if you're next. But it was actually quite sad when we were actually looking back to see where these people are now. So after Dame Shirley sings here, which I'm sure he's going to let her get away.
It was a long speech, but one of the people we saw earlier, which was another restaurant owner who died tragically at the age of 59 from a heart attack. I think, again, with my research, Prady Balan. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. He had a chain of restaurants also in Miami Beach, and he passed away, and he was a confidant, I think, of Shirley Bassey. Now, Shirley was there actually at the time with her boyfriend of the time, Greg Smith, who was a TV producer.
That's right, and it did. I mean, when they split up, it said in the newspapers that she actually took to her bed, didn't she?
Yeah, she took to her bed for a long period of time, and he passed away as well. So, absolutely, he had 4 wives or something?
Yes, 4 wives. I think once they split up, he did go on to marry for a 4th time, didn't he?
Yes, he'd previously been married to Cheryl.
Barry.
No, he didn't marry Michael Barrymore.
No, No. I was going to say Michael Barrymore's ex-wife.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Cheryl, and he was also married to Linda Bellingham. And then his last wedding was to Gloria Thomas, and he died in 2009. I'm not sure if we've seen a shot of him yet, because we're still listening to the French ambassador's speech.
There we go. Now we're getting there. We're getting near the song now, yes.
That we're not going to hear, but yes, he puts the French... she was emotional.
It was very interesting because it was such an intimate setting. It's not a very large room, only about 30, 35 people there.
She almost looked at me there.
She did, but she knew not to. You are supposed to be invisible. There we are. There we go.
There's the crowd.
Yes.
Not many of them left. I'm losing it now,
I
folks.
think you're overtired, actually. That's what I think. Here we go. But it was really interesting because when you're brought up listening to her songs and obviously the
brilliant artist
007 music, I mean just an amazing singer, and then suddenly you're in a room and she starts to sing and it is incredible. The voice is just amazing and you're just like this small audience suddenly, aren't you?
It was really bizarre and fantastic crowd. And am I not correct in thinking, didn't Joan Collins arrive late?
Yes, she did. Yes, there was a bit of a... Yes, she did arrive late.
And so was kind of upstaging Dame Shirley, wasn't she,
Yes,
for a moment?
It's a bit like being late at a wedding, isn't it? You don't want to be after the bride, do you, really?
Yeah.
But I just remember that... Have we got any shots? We did see a shot.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
It's just we've just run these speeches a bit long, but yes, there's shots coming up of her with Greg Smith and Joan Collins and everything. But Dame Shirley did a very sort of heartfelt speech here, which went down very well with the crowd. And as I say, I'm not sort of a Shirley Bassey fan, but I mean, what a great voice she has. She has an amazing voice.
Yes, and she is able to just switch on. It's like turning a light on. When she gets up there, she holds the audience. She knows how to smile, to play the room. And it was, like I say, it was a very strange feeling to be in a room at really like a private party. Forget that she was having that award. It did feel like, because she was surrounded by her closest friends and family, it felt like you were intruding at times on something very private.
Yeah, it was kind of a private thing, but I think a nice record for her when she looked back, because I think we had to send it to Liz Brewer, who then sent it over to Shirley Bassey.
That's right, because it wasn't she living... I don't know if she's still
Monte Carlo, wasn't it?
In Monaco, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But fantastic. So all of these experiences are very weird. Suddenly you're in your little car, and then suddenly you're in the French embassy. So that was quite bizarre going in there.
And also because when you have the camera and you are filming different people, they take you into different parts of life. So one moment it could be sport related, so and then the next it's showbiz. The next it could be the horse world. But it just allows you access to all of these people, but different walks of life. So you get experience not just in one genre.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to see some footage. I think she comes out to raises a glass to the crowd who are watching. There she is, bit of slow-mo.
That shot.
Yeah.
Amazing.
She is a star. She's got star quality, there's no doubt about it, and a hugely lengthy career. And it's not something necessarily that we film particularly, is it?
No, we don't. So this took us into a completely different world, but very enjoyable nevertheless. And also what's really interesting is to see all the personalities. And there's certainly a pecking order, isn't there?
Yeah, there's Joan looking fabulous. She looks really good.
Yes, and there we are, trying not to be too close to be seen, but we can't help it because we can't hide anywhere in this room, can we? There's Liz Brewer.
To meet everybody.
Yeah.
Fantastic. There's Liz Brewer. It was very nice to us, wasn't
lovely,
she, Liz?
Yeah, I have to say, lovely lady. Very, very nice lady.
Yeah, and there's Greg Smith there, sadly no longer with us.
How long ago did he pass away?
He passed away in 2009.
Right.
Sad, and actually, bizarrely, I worked for Greg Smith, so I think he did some TV series that I was in as an actor. I think he had Euston Films. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but he did do Buddy, and he did an amazing amount of stuff. So that was our
little romp through.
A little romp through. Sorry if we got slightly, what's the word?
Well, you
hysterical.
You got a bit overtired, dear.